Hello and welcome back to another episode of In the Spotlight. I'm Jordan O'Brien, Managing Editor of Electrical Review and Data Center Review. Today I'm pleased to be joined by Chris Gothard, Director of Operations at Pulsant, and Nicky Stewart, Senior Advisor at Open Cloud Coalition. Warm welcome to you both and thank you for joining us today. As there's only 10 minutes on the clock, let's dive right in. It might be good to start with you, Chris. Can you explain why an open cloud environment is crucial for businesses in the UK today?
Open cloud is crucial to businesses, as it always has been. And when you look at the workloads that clients have, and you look at the regulatory environment, and you look at the challenges that clients have around their data sovereignty, ensuring that data is easily accessible, and thinking about the dynamism that AI is bringing to the market, and the need for clients to respond to that, the ability to move workloads from wherever they have it today to somewhere else that may provide them with a better solution is really critical. There isn't one cloud solution that fits every business need, and it isn't one cloud solution that provides that need forever. So having open standards is really, really important.
And on that, what factors should be considered when looking at global hyperscale cloud service delivery? Is there a different approach now that data use is changing?
So you mentioned global for a start, and global presents its own challenges. You know, you would have seen with many global providers in recent times where they've been challenged with networking, patching, etc. So the ability to have your data where you need it, local, should it be for a critical service, the ability to access that very quickly. You know, latency has never been more important. You think about medical applications and things like that, where you need that real time automation, etc. You have to have good latency or low latency connections, fast access to your data. You need to be able to be flexible to respond to the changing needs of your clients and your business. Think about mergers and acquisitions. You know, you may end up with a business with multiple cloud providers and you want to rationalize. How are you going to do that when you're committed to two different cloud providers? So adaptable and the need to consider hybrid solutions. You know, some of your workload will want to be in the cloud, but one cloud is not the solution for everything that you need.
Yeah. And that leads us on to the Open Cloud Coalition, and a question for you, Nicky. Why was it formed and what are its key objectives?
So thank you, Jordan. To start with, let's talk a little bit about what the Open Cloud Coalition stands for. So it stands for openness, it stands for transparency, it stands for interoperability, and above all, it stands for competition in the cloud markets. And all of our members, large and small, are fundamentally committed to those principles. So then you can go back to why was it formed? It's because, and this has been underscored by reports from Ofgem and some market research by the CMA, that those conditions barely exist in the market today. And it's really important that we advocate for change and make a difference in this space. Cloud is a huge industry. There's still a large rump which of workloads which have not yet been migrated to the cloud. But AI, as Chris has already pointed out, is going to make cloud even bigger in the future. So it's a massive industry. We've got some massive players in it, but equally we've got some very talented smaller players who have unique capabilities, and we need a level playing field for all. So ultimately, cloud users can find the right platform for their workloads dependent on what their needs are.
Excellent. And what are the biggest challenges and opportunities you both foresee for the UK cloud market in the coming year? We'll start with Chris on this one.
I mean, the greatest opportunity, I think, at Pulsant is that we have a UK presence, and that works well with the needs of clients who are worried about their data sovereignty. We get lots of queries around how we process that data, who's processing it, and having that in the UK is really, really important to them. And talking about the edge solutions and the latency on the network and the coverage that we're able to provide. So that's what's really resonating, and we want to be able to support the other cloud providers in the UK market with that ability to respond to the needs of innovation that's coming from UK and support that economic growth that they can bring.
And Nicky, same question for you.
Yeah, so from the Open Cloud Coalition's perspective, let's look at the opportunities first. And again, it's keying a little bit back to why the OCC now. We've got massive opportunity in the sense that across the UK and in Europe, which the OCC also covers off, there's a lot of regulatory process underway. Taking a serious look at the market and how the conditions of that market can be improved. So that's opportunity for all, real genuine opportunity, coupled with the direction of travel, with the technology, with AI. UK cloud providers, European cloud providers have a real opportunity now to start making a difference and, setting out their stall. What are the challenges to that? Clearly, the challenges are kind of well documented and well understood, and that's just the difficulties in switching cloud providers, coupled with some of the commercial incentives that some of the more dominant cloud providers use, which means that often challenger cloud providers aren't even getting a look in if they're being offered, for example, cloud credits of $100,000. Well, it's we'll see later once we've used our credits up, but quite often they won't be coming back after that. Similarly, data egress fees. That's kind of a little bit of a simplistic way of looking at switching cloud providers, because there are all sorts of other costs to switching, not least of which is re-architecting applications, retraining technical teams. All of these are challenges, but the onus must be on all of us if we genuinely want a fair and open market to try and get some change going, so that there is opportunity for all.
So on that point, how do you think that the Open Cloud Coalition and its members can effectively advocate for a more open and competitive cloud market in the UK?
Well, since we launched in October, we've already made quite an impact. We are having ongoing conversations with politicians and policymakers. We've already made our submission to the CMA, and we're hoping that we'll be talking to them shortly. We're actually in number 10 next Wednesday, which we will be making the case for our cloud providers, and we've got a similar stream of activity going on in Europe. Often, and I think we can thank the CMA for this to a great degree. We're pushing at an open door. I've yet to have a conversation with anybody who says, "Oh, well, an open competitive cloud market, that's just a load of rubbish." But people get the issues now, perhaps in a way that they didn't 2 or 3 years ago, because various regulators have started opening up the kimono of the cloud market. So I think there's massive opportunity, but we've got to keep our foot on the accelerator now.
Yeah, it's good that you're starting from having people on side. That always makes life a little bit easier. That's all my questions for you today. Thank you both, Chris and Nicky, for joining us, and thank you to everyone who is watching this interview. There'll be more in the Spotlight videos from both Data Center Review and Electrical Review coming soon, but for now, thank you. Thanks both.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.